You are now tuning in to the Val and Val Show, where conversation is art, 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 art. Conversation is art, conversation is art. You should chime in, ain't no telling where to start on the Val and Val Show. Ain't no telling the Val and Val Show. You know, ain't no telling where we go on the Val and Val Show. Ain't no ceiling, cause the art of conversation is the flow. It's that creativity available when we speak, available in our homes, available in the streets. We just trying to get it sparking and take it a little deeper. Keep it casual while fireside chatting with our people. Yeah, we take it a little deeper. It get hot when we fireside chatting with our people. Cause conversation is art, conversation is art. You should chime in, ain't no telling what'll spark on the Val, the Val and Val Show, the Val and Val Show.
Well, hello. What's up, CIAers and any new folks that we may have joining us? Come on in. We got a good show tonight. We got the illustrious one here. I ain't finna go through all of this introducing him. Y'all been knowing him for 3-4 years. So, my buddy, come on in the room. Come on in the room.
What's up, folks? What's happening?
We gotta do the last part.
Yeah.
Jesus is my doctor.
And
He writes out
y'all can tell I don't know that song.
prescriptions.
Yeah, write that prescription. Dr. Jesus.
How you doing?
Yeah, how you doing?
My former somewhat co-host. That's what
I
I'm
know,
calling
right?
you.
I know,
My
right?
former
What's
somewhat
happening?
co-host. Now
Everything's good?
So look, y'all, we got Mr. Valton here.
Y'all
And
probably
look,
kind of looking at me, aren't you?
Hey, this is going to be a little different tonight. You know, we're
Uh-oh.
going to talk about Dundrill Heights, but we also going to talk about some other stuff related to the arts for sure.
Yeah.
Now, first of all, Valton, we got to tell the folks. First, we're just going to start talking about the film camp. Let's start with the film camp. Tell the folks about the film camp.
Yeah, sure. First of all, let me greet your audience. Hello, everyone. Eleanor, LaCherie, and others who are chiming in. Good evening. Thank you, Valerie, for having me on your show once again. So the film camp that she's asked you to decide to delve into is a tool that we use to introduce young people to the arts.
Yeah.
And when I say the arts, I'm speaking of screenwriting, acting, how to hold the microphone, how to hold the camera and the lights, how to walk. Because sometimes when we walk, when we're talking to someone, we close ourselves off. But we should always leave ourselves open for another conversation to be had. A lot of things that our young people learned this particular past film camp were some things that build upon the last camp in 2023. And we're just building upon it. It's amazing. We had 44 students. Now we're calling them the Core 44. Why the Core 44? Because we noticed that with each film camp, from the first to the third, we lost students. And only 3 students from the first to the third are still with us, right? So the Core 44 now are going to stay together because I've contacted them. I've contacted their parents and say, listen, we are going to stay together to the next film camp.
Okay.
And your responsibility is to bring a student with you. Now we have the 88. Okay?
Okay.
So when we have discipled the 44 to each one reach one, get another one, that means we have enough capacity, get this, Valerie, to have a second film camp simultaneously.
Great. So will you be able to still do that at the YMCA?
Well, the beautiful thing about that is we are in talks with them about another location.
Oh, great. That's great.
We'll do one at downtown and one at somewhere else that we'll announce later.
Okay, that's great. Great.
Yeah,
well, I'm glad, and I hate I could not come that Friday. To the you all, I'm telling you, all our viewers, it's open. When they do the film camp, you need to go. to
Yeah.
that last day when the kids put on their uh skits and everything. And as Valton said, this is more about just acting. You
Yeah.
got to
Yeah.
have stage people, you got to have prop
Right.
people, you got to have
Grip holders.
costume people, everything,
Yeah.
all of that. And they make some nice change, okay?
Absolutely.
They make some
So
nice change
yeah, the grip holders, they make anywhere from like $400 or $500 per day.
per day.
Okay. Yeah, per day.
Now
So
tell me what to explain grip holders.
for example, if a person is having their lights put up and their microphone, somebody has to wind that stuff up so the
Gotcha.
actors won't trip over it and keep it in a safe bag so that no one would trip over it. Right.
So that's like your safety officer. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just amazing, and what we're trying to accomplish here, it's something that God has really already accomplished for us. We're just walking in it, and that is walking in what He's given us. So teaching these young people how to hold a camera so we can get angles properly, so we can do the proper shading. Because if it's too dark, you may not catch the right side of the person's face. You may not
Yeah.
see them. If it's too light, it may seem like it's discolored. I mean, it's so many mechanics around the arts, and we are just loving what we are being able to do with these young people because they are eager to learn. You know, they got their phones, right? And they're doing all these little TikTok videos. And,
Yeah. They already filming.
yeah, they're already content creators. That's what we
Yeah.
call them. They're not
Yeah.
really film campers. They're content creators.
Yeah. And the thing you're doing is say, hey, come and let us help you perfect that
Yeah, hone
and
that
learn how.
skill.
Yeah, for real. And make it
Yeah,
work for you. And you all, I know we always think about Hollywood and the big things like that. There are people that make great livings
yeah,
and they never leave their hometown. They're like these people that's at Red Mountain Theater and all this stuff. They ain't doing it because they just love the art so much.
right,
Okay, y'all.
right.
They making a little change with
Yeah,
that.
you can earn a living from it.
Yeah. And then
Mhm.
even here in Birmingham, I think we're fortunate that our local theater,
Mhm.
opportunities are really,
Right.
really great. I mean, we have ASFA,
Yeah.
but there's not a lot of cities that have a school of performing arts.
Right.
And
Right.
we downplay the arts, which I know in our public school system, monies is not even really given to that now.
No.
I've shared
Right.
this before, even with me living in Hoover. When I came out here in 2005, Valise was able to take movie making. It was movie making. Then I think it was Microsoft movie making back
Yeah.
then.
Probably. Yep.
She got to learn how to do that.
Mhm.
And so she was able to become a part of the TV production team at her middle school out here and
Mhm.
create content. So you all, it's important. I really
Yeah.
wish they would set aside funds for that during the summer programs as well, because
Mhm.
these kids are smart. Everybody's not going to go
Right.
to college. And if
Right.
you go to college now, if you ain't gifted to do something that requires a degree, you almost wasting your
And
time.
you may
Okay.
not want to go to college. You may
Yeah.
be able to go academically or from a sports athletic standpoint, but you may not be able to sustain your quarter or your semester year after
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
You know, and this thing here that we're proud to say has been noticed by other folk. So, for example, when we finished the film camp this past spring, 2 weeks ago,
Hmm.
we had someone from Georgia to call, and he said, we're connected to the Tommy Ford Academy that is now defunct because when Tommy off Martin died,
Yeah.
they let it go to sideways, right? So he
Hmm.
said, we have already gotten the accreditation for students to when they go through our academy. And we
Hmm.
notice what you all are doing in Birmingham.
Wow.
Get this, would you all be willing to join us to build an academy in Birmingham
Wow. That's amazing.
using our accreditation because it goes from state line across state lines?
That's
Okay.
awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome, Valton.
So we're involved in that process right now and talking with people over at different colleges to give us, by way of the nonprofit organization, a classroom so that we can host classes.
Hmm.
So we have a lot of work ahead of us. We have a lot of work behind us, which means we have a pretty healthy resume now.
Yeah,
You know,
true.
yeah, the movie series is one thing, But when you have educated, now get this, we had 1,100 students last year, 1,100 that the Dundrill Heights Film Camp touched. We had 11 film camps last year.
Because you did them in the school system.
Yes. And mind you, that was even with the fact that I had cancer and didn't know it. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
God kept you.
Yeah. You tell me, man, I whatever, I serve him. He knows what's up. So the thing is, we have to be faithful to our purpose. And that's what makes it such an ease to go through this stuff. My Ace Boone Coon, man, I just happen to be married to her. Anything that I speak, it happens because LaSheree puts her hands to it. And it makes it so much easier because I don't have to do a lot of stuff that she does. In fact, I can't do the things she does because she has her own set of skills, right?
Yeah. Oh, y'all, she's an awesome, I call it interior decorator,
Like
whatever.
this shirt here.
Hey, listen.
She made us all shirts,
Let me tell you about LaSheree. She can take some dirt and then you look at it again, girl, where you baked that pie?
Right.
Where that came from? Oh, it came from that dirt. She is extremely gifted.
She's phenomenal. She
is gifted. And I can say this about Valton, and he ain't paying me yet to say this.
No.
But I will say this. One of the reasons Valton has been so blessed, you all, Valton started this out at this grassroots, poured his money into it, reached out. He didn't even really look for people that he knew had acting skills. These people he knew, he was like, hey, you want to be a part of this? And he had people scared, like, what? So they was like, just going with it. Now, and I'm going to call one of them out. My Sarah, now, Amber, you couldn't drag her off Dundrill Heights now. Valton to come up missing. But she had no skills and really enjoying it, which leads us into our conversation. The arts matter, you all. Why they matter? Absolutely. Let me tell you something. The average person, I don't care how you may be introverted, shy, or whatever. If you get up in front of somewhere and just start reading something, and it's kind of like a thrill. I mean, it really is. Yeah. It really is. I think about this past, in church. Let me bring in the church. In churches, y'all got these summer camps. You all need to reach out. Absolutely. And expose your children to this. Now, listen, it ain't free. Ain't nothing free. It costs to do film camp. It costs to do film camps.
Say it again.
But it costs to do film camp. Okay. But it is something that will benefit the kids. And then, a lot of times I think about this, especially in church summer camps, one sustaining. Okay, those kids get exposed early. They usually come back and become the teen summer camp advisors,
Right.
Look, you got somebody there that can shoot some content and benefit you from something that you invested in, or they may become a member of your church. They can join your media. Look, they've got some free training that you've invested in. Now the child got the free training, but you gonna have to pay for it. Okay.
Right.
I have to invest into it. So that is simply amazing. And Valton, I want to just read a few things because I'm that reader person. It says youth art programs are powerful crime prevention tools. They offer safe, engaging, and constructive environments for young people who lack adult supervision during non-school hours, a time when they are most vulnerable to community violence and gang recruitment. An increasing number of communities are realizing that art programs for at-risk youth offer an effective and more affordable alternative, you all, to detention and police-centered crime prevention. And y'all, we already know detention and police-centered crime, that's not working.
Right.
Putting a kid in jail at a young age because they were loitering or doing something they shouldn't do is not the answer.
Right. And what I have come to realize this week alone, many of our programs are being discontinued, after school programs. Okay. So now you are going to be faced with young people getting out of school at 3:00, walking home to a house that does not have an adult there. So we called them latchkey kids when I was growing up.
Yeah.
But we knew how to act when I was growing up. Now
You
you
didn't
have
have
people,
to, cause Miss
yeah,
Linda down the road
right,
was watching
right.
that
Was
house
watching. Was
too.
going to tell Nadine and AD what I was doing, right? And so now they're being, as you stated, recruited, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, you hit the nail on the head when you start talking about churches. So the churches largely, we have one on every corner, but all our children are in jail.
Mm.
Let me repeat that. We have a church on every corner in Birmingham, but largely all our children are in jail. Why is that?
Cause we
Because
praying and
we
not
don't
doing anything.
drag them to church. When I, you was that old song, Mama drugged me to church, you know. And so now I only have one church that signed up for film camp.
Hmm.
Okay, one church. Now be mindful that we started this with four schools last summer. One church joined us. That church has signed up again.
Okay.
Now we have all these churches that have all these young people that they're trying to appease, if you will, but nobody has reached out. Okay. So now all of a sudden we have 7 film camps this summer alone. We're not talking about the 2 that
Wow.
we did this spring or the one we did in January or the one we're going to do in October and have done last October. So if people want to really provide their students a safe place, the YMCA is one of the safest places I know of. If
True.
you want your children to come to a safe place where we're going to love on them, teach them discipline in the event they get out of hand, but yet they're going to learn all things film. Again, how to speak in a mic, how to do voiceovers, how to do a headshot, how to do a resume. We got all these things that our staff, professional staff, is equipped with. Now, let me put a pin in that. A professional staff member, which came from Tyler Perry's The Oval, was with us last week. The guy who plays the butler, Richard, Javon Johnson, was here in Birmingham with our students, teaching them how to act. Okay. The year before that, we had Cassie Davis. Today, I got a call from someone who says, "You won't believe who we're trying to get for you now." And he's a very well known actor. So we are bringing people in, and it's not, people don't misunderstand me. It's not about the actor or the actress. It's about what that person can bring to our children.
True.
Okay. It's about what they can bring to our children. Someone asked me, why do you always bring in professional actors? Because they have the presence and a platform, and they can look back and say, you know what? We were at the Dundrill Heights Film Camp, and I like this person, that person, and that person. Hey, Valton, can you reach out to me and provide me these folks' numbers? Okay.
Yeah. And you know
You know,
what, Val? Another thing people don't think about when you bringing in those people with name recognition and already have established careers,
mhm.
they meet these kids and they be like, they even have opportunities. Oh,
Yeah,
they'll be where they are and say, hey, reach
right.
out to Valton. He got some young folks down there
Yeah,
that can fill these roles.
right.
And I know you are, everybody want to be a star. Everybody want to start out at the top. But listen, if you start out as an extra and be humble and serve as an extra,
Hmm.
you'll be amazed at
Hmm.
what doors that will open up. Because number one, you're showing humility and
Right,
that you're willing to serve. If you
right.
start out being the person that's going to give them water,
Yeah, yeah.
being that
Take them
servant
to the craft
role,
table. Yeah, you know.
you will be amazed. As a matter of fact, bringing up, was it Devil Renee? I think it
Mhm.
was the young girl. She started out like an assistant or something
Mhm.
and worked with her. And then she finally came to her and said, wait a minute, you ready now to
Mhm. Mhm.
actually direct one of the
Yeah,
series
yeah,
scenes.
yeah. That happened
So
with one of the girls at Tyler Perry. Forget her name. Zatima is what they called her,
yeah,
but she was carrying Tyler Perry shoes and all these things, and she pitched that she wanted to act. So she auditioned, got the role, and he was like, "I didn't know you wanted to act," and she was like, "I didn't realize I could do it." And now look, she has a spinoff, Zatima. You know, she
yeah.
was on Sisters. So this avenue of film that we're trying to introduce, and we have introduced,
Hmm.
shows our young people, our young Black people, that they too can do it. They can do
And
it.
make a difference.
Yeah, and you know, they're looking at TikTok and wondering, how can I do this on a larger scale? Come to film camp and we'll show you. You know, and it's amazing what they are learning. It's amazing that they create, folks, listen to me, the week that they're with us, they write their own script, they act their own script, and they shoot the movie of what they've written and acted. And we have a competition, an award show. So much so that Devon asked me, he said, what are you going to do with this? And I told him, he said, well, next year, I want to come back and we have a big award show and we're going to give away the Javon Johnson Rising Star Award.
Wow.
That's huge because
That's
he's connected.
major.
Yeah, he's connected to everybody on the Oval set, from the guy who plays the president to everybody within.
Valton, I'm going to see if I can share this. I hope this works out for me.
Uh-oh.
You wonder what I'm sharing?
I wonder who. Hello, Tron.
So I'm trying to show some of your pictures here.
Okay.
Yeah, from the film camp, y'all.
Yeah.
Here's this young man right here being shown something about the camera. And who is this actor right
That's
here?
Javon Johnson from the Oval.
Yeah, from the Oval there.
And Cruz Johnson. And then that young lady who's talking to Cruz now, she is phenomenal. Her name is Jana. I forget Jana's last name, but she started in The Color Purple the week before the film camp.
Okay.
And she has a phenomenal interview with Channel 6.
I probably should play that, huh? Is this your...
You got to turn it up. Yes, Tron, he was also in Barbershop 2. Can you make it turn up, Val?
Let me see. I hear it.
We can. We can't hear nothing on our side.
What happened?
I don't know.
Okay. How about that?
Still can't hear it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what you're seeing, if you don't mind me telling you, that's Jana, who starred in Color Purple. She's saying, if I was looking at this film camp, I didn't know what we're going to do. We're going to screenwriting, acting. She said, oh, this is my place, And these are some students at the graduation. We're saying right there, welcome to Dundrill Heights. And that's me talking.
Valton is playing.
We can't hear it. Somebody can hear it. Can't hear on our end.
Okay. How about that?
Can hear you. Nope. Eleanor saying nope, she can't hear it.
Okay, I don't know what's going on, but y'all got to see the gist of it. I drop that if I can in the
chat.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
I can.
That'd be great. Yeah. So we had an awesome time. And you putting some stuff up there, Valerie. You may not want up there.
Oh no. That's about our crime stuff. No.
Yeah. But we had a great time, and we are. Interestingly enough, I made the comment today. We're starting to plan for next year.
Okay.
And I was thinking, that's really not true. But then in retrospect, it really is true because I've already spoken to the director of the Y about another location simultaneous. So we are planning for next year right now. We are planning to have an academy here in Birmingham right now,
Well, great.
And we're filming in 2 weeks on the 20th and 21st here in Birmingham, the last part of episode 3 and the beginning of episode 4, which has already been written. And then episode 5 will be filmed hopefully in June, and we'll release all of them in the fall of the year.
Now, Valton, the question came up. I know episode 2 is still on Tubi, right?
It's on Tubi and Amazon Prime.
Okay, so Eleanor, it's on Amazon Prime as well. She had asked. I knew it was on, so you can watch the second episode. And also, we're going to pivot a little bit and want to thank all of our CIAers for coming in to Conversation It's Art, the Val and Valerie show.
Yeah.
Look, so I'm going to put this little cash app right here. And I know all y'all singing your praises and like how great this is, but it costs to do film camp. Okay. So please, you see Valton's cash app, make a donation, because even though, the summer is coming up, they're in between. There are things still going on when class is not in session. Okay. It's not in session.
Well, thank you, Valerie. And I will say this, people, not to be offensive. Please do not take what I'm saying to be offensive. We just don't invest in ourselves. We simply don't. We will take it, we put a $50 ticket on the film camp. Nobody wanted to pay it. So we opened it up to free, right? Had 70 people signed up, 44 actually came, right? So every student that walked in there either had on Panda Dunks, the new Nikes, or Jordans, and their iPhones were 16, 15 and 16. And I didn't say anything, but Javon saw it. He stood up and said, Black folk won't invest in anything. He said, I have the same problem in North Carolina when I'm doing my programs. Our feet get bigger, so you got to get bigger shoes. The new iPhone going to come out, so you're going to throw that one away. But we like to throw our money into things that just goes away by the wayside.
Oh, we invest. We just invest in those things that are not going to reap us a long-term benefit.
Yeah, that ain't investment. That's just spending your money.
Yeah, it is for them. That's their investment. Hey, where your heart is, that's where your treasure is.
Right. So I said that to say that the parents that want their children to be in the room will invest in that. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're not to the point where we're pulling our hair out and saying, God dog it, why don't y'all do this thing? No, because this is about the children. And children cannot control their parents' pocket. Eleanor, I'm looking at your comment. You only see episode 1 on Tubi. So if you run that through to the very end where the car accident happens, episode 2 picks right up with the investigation from the police officers.
Okay. So you got to go through.
Yeah, just let it run.
Let it run. Okay.
I mean, it's concurrent.
Yeah. And then the other part, Valton, on what you were saying is that, like even with this camp being $50, parents, make your children earn the $50. They got some things they can do.
They can cut grass this summer.
Invest. Don't give it to them.
Yeah.
Make them earn it. Go wash somebody's cars. Go mow some grass.
Right.
Yeah. Go because we got to teach them responsibility. Right. If you want to do this. And also in buying things, like for instance, I'm gonna take if you a camera. Just say if your kid want a camera. Well, you might have better buy the brand new one, but in this world of Facebook marketplaces, because people that are really in photography, pawn shop, they're selling this stuff all the time. I got a friend of mine, Ronald Taylor, and I think you may know Ronald Taylor. Ron got a picture of everything that's ever happened
from 1963, and he wasn't even born back then. He had the Ku Klux Klan walking down the street in Bessemer.
But guess what, y'all? He picked up a camera one day and fell in love, and he said he started out. You remember those little? Y'all young folks won't know this. What was the little ones that had the little square was with?
You had to do it like this.
Yeah,
and then you peel it off.
Yeah, with those and everything. Yeah, and see, you all run around here with high tech, really.
Yeah.
Cameras, video recorders, and the whole 9 yards. So, parents, it's time now to redirect your children so that they won't be turning to crime, trying to maintain these exuberant lifestyles.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say false lifestyles that you create for them.
Yeah. And the thing is, Kisa asked me when she interviewed me for Birmingham Times. She asked me a couple of questions, and I said I would rather see a child on camera shooting the movie than for them to be on camera for a crime.
Yes, with they mugshot up there being taken.
Right. And that's important to me because, ladies and gentlemen, you see that every day we have a young Black man either shooting somebody or has been shot. Okay.
For sure.
And it's crazy to me. I don't understand why that's your life's goal, to end somebody's life and to end yours ultimately because you're going to jail. It just doesn't make sense to me. So if we can get them, and the Bible says, I think in Proverbs 6:22, I hate to be wrong, train up a child in the way he should go. And when he is old, he will not depart from it. Now,
Amen.
we typically like to look at that as that child will never get in trouble. It says training a child in the way he should go. And that he is generic because it could be an S in front of that HE. She should go. That doesn't mean that child is going to walk the straight and narrow all their days. However, it does mean they have a foundation where they will come back to. Okay. And unfortunately, sometimes that foundation is not brought back to memory until you are sat down behind bars, but the foundation has been laid. And
Rebecca, when you
huh?
get through, I'm gonna read this other
Yeah,
article that
yeah,
I
go ahead, please.
look up. Okay, so it says here, research suggests that the arts can have a positive impact on youth development from birth through adolescence. They found that engaging in various art activities such as singing, dancing, play acting, and doing crafts at a young age is associated with positive social and emotional behaviors,
Mhm.
including empathy. So when you have empathy, you're not quick to pull the gun out and
Right,
gun somebody down.
right.
Sharing and mood control. Now, we always want to talk about the young folks. Talk about the folks that did not raise them properly or not pour into them or maybe made them latchkey kids by I gotta grind, I gotta get my career.
Yeah.
And you neglected the child. Well, while you're neglecting your child, then
Somebody
somebody
told my
else,
boy.
usually the wrong person is
Yeah,
pouring into them because we don't have the village. Like
right,
Valton said, when we grew up, we came home, and every house you passed on the street, you knew
right.
Miss Betty,
And you
Mr.
spoke
John.
as you
Oh,
walked up.
and if anybody slowed down in front of your house, the house phone was ringing. Who is that up there in
Well,
that
yeah,
blue car?
exactly. Right,
And
right.
it wasn't, and your parents didn't tell them, don't be in my business.
Yeah,
Don't be in my business.
no.
Now let me read the rest of this. It say for at-risk and justice-involved use, the arts can provide an outlet for addressing emotional and or problem behaviors through opportunities to learn new skills, develop new talents, and express thoughts and ideas in a creative, therapeutic way.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, with this gun violence, that's what they see on TV too. Resolve it, pow, you gone.
Yeah, right.
So
The
my
yeah.
thing, this is what I would like to know, and I may need to reach out to the city of Birmingham, I guess the police chief or somebody to find out. Rather than your focus being on, as we are in Alabama, building bigger prisons, which is costing a boatload of money,
Hmm.
you can restore these school programs. Although you say well, it's the parents' responsibility, but you still want them in prison for free labor. You'll rather invest in your big buck
Innocence.
friends
Mhm.
getting richer and have them in prison rather than rechanneling that. And y'all, we know we were teenagers. We were crazy too.
Yeah,
Now, the only reason we weren't as crazy as some of these kids, because parents were different back then, okay? Your parents didn't just say, they said shut your mouth one time. And if you said another word,
right,
you knew. Now, unfortunately, some kids are not even with their parents. They're not even with their grandparents. They may be
right.
living with they
Foster
fake
care.
auntie. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yep, yep, yep,
we
yep.
just have a quagmire that our youth are in. And the thing is, how do we break the cycle? I can tell you one way you can do: get involved. When you out and about, even if you see kids, they pants hanging down or whatever, speak to them. Speak to them like they're king. Speak
Hmm.
to them like they're queen. And
Yeah.
you'll be
So
amazed how that
with that,
changes them.
with that, there was a sermon I preached. Oh my gosh, 2 decades ago. It was called the 3 R's.
Mm-hmm.
Rules without relationship equals rebellion.
Yeah.
Before you begin to speak to a child about their pants hanging down, make sure you have established a relationship with that child so that when you say something to them, they will respect the words rather than rebel on your words. You know, La Paris and I from La Paris played in Color Purple and Barbershop and a couple other things. We were out having dinner, and some guy walks in and he has his pants hanging down to darn near under his butt. And the first thing came to my mind when I looked at the door and he came in, I said, "Pull your pants up, son." And La Paris asked me, he said, "You know him?" I said, "No." Then the guy walked to the countertop or the counter and he was pulling his pants up. So when we paid our bill, the young man was there and he said, how you doing? I said, I'm fine, young man. I said, thank you for pulling your pants up. Now let me have your ticket. I'm going to buy your meal.
Mm-hmm.
So he gave me his number and we've established a relationship. So that's to me what is what it's all about. Here I am,
Yeah.
60 years old, talking to this 22-year-old kid, got his number. We texting every other while, and he may see a 16-year-old and pass that on, you know?
Yeah.
And to me, we've got to have relationships with our young men in order to be able to reach our young men, because these young men are dealing with our young women,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
True.
So this is not just a film camp for me and La Cherie. This is a ministry.
Yes. And I can attest to that.
You know, it's not about money. Money is what it is what it is. God takes care of us. The money he allows us to have takes care of other folk. You
Y'all
know,
are channels and not
yeah,
reservoirs.
yeah, you know, whatever. I mean, you
From the
know,
late great Dr. Reverend T.C. Chappelle. That
yo,
was his
you don't
favorite.
know nothing about him. You don't tell
That
me
was
you don't know nothing about Dr. Chappelle, girl.
Yes, I
You
do.
better watch
That's
your
my
mouth.
pastor. That
That's
was
my
my
boy Chris
pastor.
Daddy you talking about now.
Miss him and Sister Chappelle so much.
Yeah,
However,
yeah,
I will say, my younger pastor, Thomas,
yeah,
he
yeah.
was
Oh, he
he
brings it.
toeing the line.
And you know their bloodline.
Hey, listen, he don't want no visions of Reverend Chappelle coming back.
Yeah. Well, I think sometimes we get glimpses of it through Rita,
Yeah.
you
He'll
know.
be like, now,
And,
Thomas.
Agnes has done a great job
Great
with
job. Most
yeah, she's done
definitely.
a great
Most
job.
definitely. Yes, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
And but you know what I love? Going back to that, he's
mhm,
real about
yeah,
what he went through. Because PK kids, but he realized
yeah.
what was poured into him
Hmm.
didn't allow him to go too far out there, because once you put it in there,
Yeah,
that voice, the
yeah.
Holy
That's
Spirit
that
is there.
foundation I was talking about.
Yeah, that Holy Ghost is gonna be like tap, tap,
Yeah.
tap.
Yep.
But right
Yep.
now, we ain't got no foundations. We got a bunch of sand. We got a bunch of
Yeah.
sand built
Yeah.
foundations. So the thing
We
is now, how do we get some concrete and some rocks? And it's gonna take us. It is going to take us to get involved.
yep.
I shared with you all, and he will be on next week. I'll be showing y'all him. Richard K has the Man Project,
Hmm.
that he's mentoring young men with. And I look, Valton, now he a nonprofit. I don't know about him paying, but he might be interested in bringing some guys just to see what the film camp is about, or even having one.
Hmm.
He's working on getting more funding and everything.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
complain, but we need to
Yeah.
participate, and that means
Right.
show up and with your
Yeah.
money. With your money,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
we
You
we,
know,
we have
and
got to.
and let me share, because we are very interesting people. We complain if the pastor has a car that you don't have, but you hadn't been at the church but 6 months and he already had that car. How that pastor driving that car? My tithes going to his car? No. Let me set the record straight. If you contribute to the film camp, it's not going to us. It's going to, we feed these kids now. Mind you, Monday through Friday, these kids get a hot meal for breakfast. They get snacks every hour on the hour at break time. They have a hot catered meal at lunch and snacks every hour on the hour until they leave. They get a swag bag, they get pens, they get wristband. Everything that we collect, it goes into the film camps. Okay. So it's not like I can pay my car note off what is collected. I could, but I don't have the reason to do that because I don't have to. But we have a mission here, and that is to reach these young people and provide them a safe haven with education so that they too one day can get a job if they stay the course.
And it could be in many industries, you all.
Yeah,
What they're learning don't just require that. I was looking on Facebook, I believe it was Fred Davenport.
yeah.
Everybody knows
Look at
him.
Fred.
Fred has Sky Davenport, you
Yeah,
all. He
yeah.
has a drone
Right,
business.
right,
A
right.
drone
A drone
business.
business. A drone business.
A drone business.
Yeah,
So he's on the news, but hey,
yeah.
because of him learning in the arts, he's an entrepreneur.
Right, right.
So, God, I hope he stay on the news as long as he wants to. But hey, he got his
Yeah,
drone
yeah.
business
He's
as
over at
well.
Birmingham City. He's at Birmingham City as a
Yeah.
But the thing is, Valerie, you may not be in front of a camera, but again, if you hold the grip for the cameraman, the
Yeah.
grip for the microphone, the sound guy, the lights. I mean, you can earn a decent salary because
Helping
once
people
that,
get dressed and undressed
yeah,
because they have to
yeah,
do that
right.
fast.
So, interesting you say that because the email that I received today said that um, they would like their daughter, I can't tell you who she is, to participate next film camp because she does the costume design for Wendell Pierce and other actors and Men in Black.
Wow.
And so she'll probably be with us next year, as well
Okay.
as the latter name that I mentioned.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So y'all hear it is. Some people out there, male or female,
Right.
you all probably designing your clothes and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And we have to pay for these professionals that come in here to teach these kids.
Yeah. So look,
Screenwriters.
you need to reach out to
Yeah.
say, hey, I like sewing. I like
Yeah.
creating.
Right. Right.
If you are artist, you paint art, y'all. These homes and stuff that they filming on these stages, they got to have artwork on the walls. They got to be decorated like real
Yeah.
houses.
They have to be
Okay.
set. They have to be stage set.
Yeah.
So
So
there's a lot of money to be made. And then when you hear next week on Dundrill Heights,
yeah.
somebody has to say that.
Yeah.
That's
You
a
might be the
voiceover
next
guy.
voice.
Yeah, that's a voiceover guy. So there are so many elements that we are missing because I want to be in the front of the TV like Angela Bassett. I want to be like Denzel. But there's
Go
only a
read their
few of those.
story. Go read
Yeah,
their
right,
story.
right. There's only a few of those. Angela Bassett's husband is an actor, but he is not as popular as she is.
And
Courtney B.
Denzel
Vance.
Washington, people
Yeah,
don't remember. I
Paulette.
said, y'all, Denzel Washington was on St. Elsewhere, was it St.
Right,
Elmo's Fire? And
right.
very few people even remember that he was there, but that was where he started.
Exactly.
Angela Bassett
Exactly.
didn't just blow up. Even
No.
after she did an excellent Tina Turner and
Yeah.
still went through a lull.
Right.
Still went
Right.
through a lull. So listen, you just need to make sure that you try it. And
Yeah.
let me say this to you adults and other folks that are just plain negative and dream killers. Just be quiet. If your child you think lack any ability to do anything and they want to come to a film camp or do anything, you think, oh, they can't do that. You need to let them try it. Guess why?
Send them to me.
There is a young man that has oh my goodness, what is it? Not ADHD. What's the other one?
What? ADA? I mean, what? ADD?
Oh my God, I can't believe I can't think of it. Anyway, he's a NASCAR race car driver. A NASCAR race car driver, okay? Guess why he's doing well? Because with his condition, they're able to be laser focused.
Yeah.
So going around the track,
Autism.
autism. The other people the other cars on the track don't even phase him.
Yeah.
His dad said when he came up to him and said, Dad, I want to race cars. And his dad said in his mind, he was saying, "Ooh, what? He got autism." He said they were trying to wonder what he's going to do. He said, but I said, if my son say that's what he want to do.
Right.
And he is racing in NASCAR now.
Now, let me ask you a question. Who is Juan Montgomery?
That's my church member.
Okay, he said something about be quiet, and then he said Down syndrome. I don't think any kids drive or any professional drivers have Down syndrome. One, just for your edification.
Yeah, but the other part of it is that even with kids with Down syndrome now, they'll realize that they can be educated at a much higher level than they have because it was on one of the shows. It was a kid. They were the lead character. So now all of these things that used to have people shoved to the back room, that's no more. That is no more.
Right, right.
They can do.
And I love those. I love those people. I love those people, because people typically push them, as you said, shove them to the back room. Let's bring them to the forefront because they have something to offer as well.
Yeah, for real. So don't discount. I think as a young man, he has autism. I think he's playing college basketball because the storyline was, kids with autism can't stand stimulus. They can't do this and they can't do that. No, if you expose them and get the interventions they need early, they can probably do exceedingly more than we do.
Don't kill your kids' dreams. Promote them. Give them something positive. You're right.
Yeah, and Eleanor said give positive feedback to all children, regardless of what you think. Because what happens is you will transfer onto them what
Right.
you didn't do
Exactly.
and your
Exactly.
disappointment in your life.
Yep.
And y'all, when you say that to a young kid, they be excited and you be like, you can't do that. Go sit down somewhere.
Crushes them. It
Un-
crushes them.
the only way it doesn't crush them, they have another strong, a really strong support system can say, But for the most part, that kills it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That kills it. I,
Eleanor, if you know who that is, who's a professional ballet performer, if she's local and you can provide me her information, I'd like to reach out to her because this year, Valerie,
Mhm.
we did have ballet as a course
Okay,
in the
great.
curriculum. Yeah, yeah. So all 44 students went through screenwriting, acting, ballet, poetry, and how to handle a camera because they rotate classes. So,
Wow.
yeah, I mean, male and female. And you should have seen the guys in there enjoying ballet as much as the young ladies.
But
You know,
Valton, have you met Salam Green, the inaugural laureate poet for Birmingham? That's my Sarah. She would
did,
be great.
did you have her on the show?
I had her on the show, and she
When-
she has a conversation with you, and then write you a poem about
So
what you all
you and
talked
I
about.
interviewed her, right?
Were you on that night? I can't
Yeah,
remember.
about 7, 8 months back.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I need to reach out to her. I saw her on
Yes.
something else recently.
And she uses poetry as a therapy for people.
Okay.
Like they may
Okay.
have traumas, and she talked to you, and she gives
Uh-huh.
you back what
Uh-huh.
you said.
Okay, good. Because I got to hire 3 poets for the upcoming camps that we're having.
Okay,
So I
okay.
need to reach
Vanilla
out to
says
her.
she's the young lady with Down syndrome. She's somewhere else. But you know
Okay.
what? You all, if you know of some child, I think
Yeah.
about what's the guy that be on stage with Ricky Smiley? What's his name?
Um
Lil Dad. What's his name?
Little Daryl is Ricky Smiley.
Yeah.
My
I
name Little Daryl. Leave me
yeah,
alone. Yeah.
I can't think of him, but Ricky brings him up on the stage,
Uh,
and he loves it.
yeah.
He's dancing and doing everything. Whereas
Chris.
Chris,
His name is
whereas
Chris.
before he probably would have
Tron
been
is
put
just a
on the
wealth of
side.
knowledge.
Yeah, he would have been relegated to some back room, sit down, you
Yeah.
can't do anything.
Right.
But because
Right.
of that, look, Chris living his better life than a lot of us because he go everywhere with Ricky.
Right. Right.
He go everywhere,
Yeah.
everywhere. So look, True. Hey, Sarah, True, we're going to get you on here because you know everything. She typed in autism,
I know, right? I know. And she
whatever.
spelled it correctly.
So look, you need to go to these boards of education, the state or whatever. We need to get funding for arts back
Yeah.
in these schools.
Yeah.
We
We really do.
we
And
got to
it has to
stop
be
being so quiet.
it has to be strategic.
Yeah.
They'll hear you, but they won't necessarily implement what you're asking them to do.
Yeah.
And I know why that is.
Yeah.
Largely because I just say what it is. But
Well, it don't matter. You can't hold us back. We coming
no,
up. We coming
no,
up.
right.
We
I
don't
mean,
we don't need the DEI programs, the EID programs, the ICD programs. We're going to flourish
right.
no matter what.
Yep.
Because just as everybody else was created in the image of God, we were too.
Absolutely.
We were too.
Absolutely.
So just because your laws, spoken and unspoken policies
Yeah.
exist,
Yep.
Wall Street still coming up in the Black community. We
Mm-hmm.
will be successful.
Right. Right.
We will overcome every barrier that you put up. We
Yep.
will surmount it or drill through it. Either way,
Either
we're
way.
going to be successful.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. Like I said, I was raised. Glass is always half full. It's never half empty.
Mm-hmm.
But collectively, as a people now, if we came together, we could accomplish a lot more things sooner.
Yep. Quicker. Yep.
Rather than later.
Yeah.
And like going back to what Valton said about people worry about what you gonna do with the money. If you that scared that Valton and LaSharie gonna go to a worldwide trip on your money, you go over there to Sam's and buy your 5 boxes of how many be in the Lay's potato, whatever it is. You can drop them off
Right.
at the Dundrill High. You can
Yep.
go buy the big tray of fruit and
Or
whatever
water.
and delivered water. You can drop it off down
And,
there.
and let me say this. Let me say this
Not
so
what you baked
people
at the house.
understand. Folks understand. When we launch this stuff, Valerie is usually the first person to cash app us money. I'm not just saying that because she's present or because her cash app actually went through, but but she always asks, "What do you need?" And I say, "Do whatever you can," and she always sends more than enough money out of her household, and we're grateful to you for that.
And that's what me, you all, I'm on a tight budget because I'm trying to get out of debt, so I ain't going to quit work. But it would never stop me from giving. The moment I enact something in my life that makes me feel like I can't give, that means I've really got my priorities out of order. So let me put this cash app back in here. Listen, I'll put this cash app back in here. Listen, y'all be going out here doing all this stuff. Look, you spend what you could send to Valton at Chick-fil-A. Let me tell y'all, I hadn't been to McDonald's in a long time, but somebody wanted something, so I went through. I almost started seasoning it. I was like,
I know, right?
Oh my God, McDonald's guys. The Happy Meal is what I expected.
It ain't no debit card. You got to give them a credit card.
I was like, oh my, y'all, if you go to Chick-fil-A,
don't mention
it's $30.
Don't mention it.
Not 30, it's $30.
Yep.
So if you spend your money on that, so this week, I'm gonna give y'all next Friday. I'll be nice, okay? So from here through Friday, I want y'all to sacrifice Starbucks, who wouldn't do nothing for you anyway, Chick-fil-A either, and send that money
for your kid.
Send that money to Dundrill Heights, okay? So that they can get prepared. Because what helps is if Valton can start now having monies to launch next year's film camps.
Yeah.
The schools he at, they're paying for that, but he could possibly have a mini Christmas film camp. Or
interesting
all the
that
breaks.
you say that. So
I'm bringing everything I found.
I see. So we typically have about 44, 45 students come through. So I've decided that we're going to have a Christmas party for the cohort that just came through this spring.
Okay.
And I was going to do it at 6, but La Cherie said, "Why don't we make it a day party?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Why?" And she began to give me her reasons why. And I said, "Why?" And she began to answer the questions why. I'm just that mindset guy. I need to know everything that you're thinking because I want to make sure I covered in my mind mentally all the roadblocks that could possibly be. So after she told me that, and I went through iterations of why we're going to have it at 2:00.
Yeah.
Because she's ultimately the boss. I mean, if I'd done it any other time, I've been whatever. But I had to do what she says, right?
It makes sense.
Ain't no food. So we have it 2:00. People can come in, do whatever we're going to do, and then leave before it gets dark because it will get dark. But we're going to have this Christmas party for the 44 and their parents.
So y'all, we need money for the 44.
Yeah, we really do. We really do because we want to have a nice catered meal. We have a place that we're going to have it. And the place we're going to have it is going to cost us $500 for the evening. So if you want to sponsor that place, we'd love for you to do that. It's called the Velvet Event Center.
And I'm going to say this one more. If there's a caterer out there, you can write this off on your taxes, okay? As an in-kind donation.
Absolutely.
And you're giving back to the community. See, you all, we got to, I realize people are in business to make money, but there are some things you got to sow seeds.
Right, exactly.
Be a channel, not a reservoir.
Right.
Every cake you bake, people don't have to pay for it. There should be. I thought about this little older person or senior citizen home or something. Drop them off something. Nice.
Right. Yeah. And we are a nonprofit. So you will get a tax write-off. And I read a post the other day. Rather than giving your clothes that you do not wear to Goodwill, drop them off at the nursing home. Because a lot of people in the nursing homes don't have families that provide them fresh clothes. So, I said, I'm going to change my mindset now on taking things to the thrift stores. I'm going to start dropping my things off at the nursing homes. But
Yeah.
nevertheless, folks, we really appreciate the fact that you're listening to what we have to say regarding helping us lift the community, whether it's your
Yeah.
grandchild that's being lifted, your neighbor's child being lifted, your own children being lifted. We have a responsibility to lift.
And hopefully we can get these churches more involved,
Yeah,
also to become community centers
yeah.
and have activities for children to keep them out of the street and be
Hmm.
teaching them meaningful skills along with the word of God, so that they can know that they are royal priesthood,
Right,
that they
exactly.
are created in the image of God, that they
Right.
were destined for greatness, that
Yeah.
what they're doing in the streets is just the devil
Mhm.
prostituting the gift that God
Yeah,
put in
right,
them to
right.
do greatness. That's all it is. When we go the wrong way, we take what God poured in us to do good and
Hmm.
allow Satan to use it to get bad. So look, let me introduce you all to our next week's guest. I had an opportunity to volunteer with this gentleman, Mr. Richard Cade, who's over the Man Project. And you all, I got to speak to the young men about emotional wellness. And it was very cathartic for me, you all, just to talk to these young men. They were 9 to 14. The worries that they have, you all. The things they worried about. I was not worrying about them till I was probably 35. Okay.
Mm.
Did not even have a concept of them. So he's doing a great work. So please tune in next week. And also want to let you all know, people tell me they ain't got no jobs. It's people out here hiring now. Okay. This is God Sitting Partners. It's a home care service. They're looking for independent contractor caregivers to take care of people. Now, if you don't like to take care of folks and treat them well, you don't need to apply for this job. Okay. You can apply at godsittingpartners.com. And just fill out the application there. And if you got sticky fingers, you don't need to apply for this job. We don't want you going nobody's house taking their stuff. I'm okay. If you got a drug problem, nope, this ain't the job for you. We need people in their right mind taking care of these people. Okay. This
You're
ain't no
so crazy.
this ain't no job for you. I just want to put that out there because I'm passionate about look, I'm passionate about taking care of folks because my is
Oh Lord,
health care.
you're so crazy.
Don't apply. Don't apply. If you know you got issues, just act like I didn't announce it. Just act like I didn't announce it. You didn't hear from me.
Oh Lord. Now y'all see why I had to leave this show. Oh my gosh.
Conversation is art.
Conversation is art and laughter is good for the soul.
That's right. I had to make it colorful so they could
Right.
understand exactly
Right.
what I meant. So, Valton, I really enjoyed it. I am looking forward to what's coming next. I know you got some other stuff coming down the pipe that's
Yeah.
gonna be but I can't wait to see this next one. I gotta make sure I go back and watch the second one again.
Oh my goodness. The
And
third one.
and make sure I'm laying down because like I said, it was like a volcanic eruption at the end of that. I was like, woo.
Yeah, you wait till 3, 4, 5 hit. Oh
Yeah,
my
and you
goodness.
all know we had Ruby Red. Then we
Yeah.
had Truett on here. I can't remember what she's playing the daughter of
Who?
Masara.
Tron?
Tron, whatever. Okay, Tron.
You said
Sorry
whatever,
about
but
that.
you can't say that. She's still on the
Tron.
line. You can't say
I thought you
whatever.
said Truett.
Latronda.
Okay, Tronda. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Forgive me.
Latronda.
Now
Yeah,
she's
Latronda's playing Cheryl Towns. She has an explosive role coming up this third episode.
Okay.
As does Floyd Valentine, who is playing the doctor, Dr. Buddy Carson.
Okay.
And so we got a lot of stuff playing.
Well, now you know who my favorite character is, right?
Who's that?
What's
Jaboomba?
your
Jaboomba.
Swindler?
Mr. Jaboomba came up in there, Jack.
Listen, he gonna come up and look. I'm like, can they get him off the ambulance before he did playing the funeral? That
Jabooma's something else. Jabooma's is something else.
Look, Jabooma's don't sold y'all the life insurance policy and the burial policy.
Right. And he wants his money now. I want my money now.
That
But I
was
tell
too
you,
funny.
yeah, Jabooms is making his appearance in episode 3, and we got a lot of people that's going to be shocked.
Good.
Okay, episode 4 is going to be worse than 3, but it's connected to episode 1. It's amazing how my producer in Georgia, he says, "Man, your mind is crazy," and I said, "Well,
I can attest to that.
but it's a lot of fun."
But it's a good way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But you
So
have to be creative like that. Think outside. And if you think about all the great producers, they look different.
yeah,
They're a little
yeah,
different
yeah.
now.
And
Different in a good kind of
and the
way.
beautiful thing is I'm able to walk into what my purpose is.
Definitely.
I was talking to someone today about how my childhood was, which was great, wonderful parents, wonderful household, but I was always silly. Now I'm able to write about this foolish stuff and get away
Yeah.
with it, and people don't take me serious because I'm a doggone fool.
Yeah, for sure.
But they do take me serious when I'm coming at that money. So, so I didn't say anything earlier about it when she started talking about that Cash App. Now, Warren, this is about the 9th time you popped on here laughing. I ain't seen my Cash App ring one time. Warren Montgomery, I'm calling you out. I don't know you, brother, but I know you got $25, 25, 25, 30, 35, 35, 40, 40, 40,
Going once, going twice, going twice.
Come on, Warren. Eleanor, come on, Eleanor. Put that on $25, 25, 25, 30. Floyd, give me 100, 125, 125, Floyd, 125, 125. Eleanor, come on now. Sean, I see you over there, girl. Come on. You're not going to be at my house this weekend trying to eat all my food. 35, 35, 40, 40, 40. Come on, y'all. Ring it.
You just I ain't fooling with you.
One talking about check $40 Galton. Who the heck is Galton?
I don't know what that is. I'm gonna talk to him Sunday at church, see what's going on with him.
Talk to him.
But anyway, Valton,
Yeah.
I've enjoyed. It's
Thank
been
you.
really fun, and of
Yeah.
course, keep us up to date. Now, y'all may be
That's it.
asking why Valton coming on so much, because this is my business, like
Oh,
Tabitha Brown
look out
say.
now. Look out now.
Because with the stuff he got going on, I want to make sure that you all keep up, and you may want to go do a table read.
Right. Absolutely.
He's looking for all kind of people.
Yeah,
Eleanor
come
is
on
a nurse
set.
and nurse practitioner. Eleanor, you can go on set and make sure that we're about to do those hospital scenes. He ain't got no people
Make sure we
dead.
got gloves on our hands.
To make sure they ain't
Wiping blood
intubated in the ICU and they ain't got no IV and no monitor or nothing.
Right. Speaking of that, I can talk about this stuff. I told LaSherie, I said, I need an IV, one of those things that hold the bags that you roll down the hall.
IV pole.
Why in the world did we go to the thrift store and they had one?
Yeah.
I mean, everything that we have asked the Lord for and have not asked him for, he provides.
Yeah.
God provides.
Oh, he was trying to speak. He said check for Valton. He put G. He said predicted text, misspell your name.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that $40. I'm going to let it stay there. Then when I buy something, I'm going to send you a receipt. And that's VALTON, not TOM, not Valton, but Valton.
Oh.
Yeah, brother. Thank you, man.
Appreciate it. Well, look, you all have a wonderful night. We really enjoyed you.
Yes,
See you
absolutely.
next week when we're meeting with Mr. Richard K.
Yep.
So, Valton, any parting words you want to give to the people?
Be faithful. Stay faithful and keep the faith. Bless you.